So Bec, you've got to be pretty happy sitting pretty at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, it's a good place to be. The competition's really tight though, so you're sort of looking at each game and just trying to get the win each week. And that's how it is, because it's only a 7-week season and you've got to treat every game almost like a final.
And have the girls been playing up to your standard and where you wanted them to be?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way the team is at the moment. We're in a really good position. You know, Soph obviously had a knee issue in last week's game, but other than that, we've got everybody available to select from. They're executing the game plan really well. Their skills were great last week, and hopefully it stays dry this weekend and we have another good show.
How much of a loss was it that she's now out for the rest of the season?
Yeah, so it was a first game for us on the weekend, and she's a big loss. So she's part of our midfield. She didn't play week 1, but she's you've got to select your team each week as to the opposition, because that's how tight the competition is. And we thought that Soph is a really strong on-baller that plays inside, a bit like Noffy, and she covers that rotation really well, and so she's a bit of a loss for us.
How much of a test will Carlton be? They've also been undefeated so far. How much of an idea do you think you'll get in terms of where you are as a side after this week?
Yeah, they're another great Victorian team. We think they're really strong in a lot of areas. Their disposal, I think they're number 1 for disposal efficiency in the competition. So we expect their skills to be pretty slick. And it will just be another great test for us. You know, last week we spoke about how it was going to be like a game of chess where, you know, they made it their move, which was quite planned, and we couldn't control that, but we wanted to be able to control how we reacted. So we expect the same thing this week.
Bec, if every game's like a final, what does that do to the players' mindsets?
I think they're really well prepared. You know, you don't have time to ease into the competition. You don't have a quarter to warm up. We've wanted to strike first in every quarter that we've gone into. We've treated last week's game especially like 4 small battles, and we will go into the game again this weekend. So with that mindset, it's really important, I think, with 15-minute quarters that you do kick the first goal, get the first couple of goals, rather than be chasing, because other teams have found that quite difficult in the competition.
Can that put you under, I mean, it puts the players on edge, can it put you under any extra pressure? Because, I mean, if things don't go to plan, the margin for error then seems so small. I
think we are prepared for all situations as a coaching group. We go through a number of scenarios each week about certain players, if they're playing well and other players aren't playing particularly well, and what the score breakdown is and who's winning those areas that we're looking at. So we've got a scenario for everything should it unfold. At least we like to try and plan for that. So does it put us as a coaching group under a bit more pressure? Probably. You know, my mum said to me after Friday night's game, "What have you had for dinner?" And I said 2 heartburn tablets and a Panadol. But that's okay. You know, it's great to be in this environment and have an opportunity to play against a quality opposition each week.
You started the season probably 5th or 6th on the line of betting. You're now flag favourites. How does that sit with you?
We don't look at it, Andrew, to be honest. We just want to go into each game. The idea is that we want to try and play the best footy we can. We think that success isn't the goal. It's more a byproduct, and we're on the right track for where we wanted to set ourselves up as a club. It's great that we've got a couple of wins, but we're really just focusing on this week, beating Carlton and putting on a great show at home for our fans and supporters.
How big a match is that, given the fact that it's a short season and the winner goes 3-0 and probably puts 1 foot in the door of a grand final? How big is this match?
It's an important game, but I think all of them are really important. And like you said, one loss and how much you may win or lose by could affect where you finish. So we want to go in and kick as many goals as we can and hopefully get the result.
Are the girls grounded, not getting, I mean, obviously you surprised a lot of people.
I think we are grounded because we know what we're capable of. You say that there's a surprise out there, but that's outside of our group. We're not surprised with ourselves. We did a great pre-season. We drafted the right people. They all get on there, one big family, and I think it shows when they play footy together.
Who are the danger women for Carlton?
They're a great team across the board. You'll see some that rack up the possessions more than others, a bit like our team. But Bree Davies, certainly, one to watch. She's playing really good footy at the moment. Darcy Vestio, aside from, being a prolific goal kicker, she's got football IQ like you wouldn't believe. So she's a great player, and they've got a couple in the back line that we think will be quite solid for them in Nat Exxon. Bianca Jacobson plays forward. So we think we've got a good handle on them. We hope we get the matchups right, and we've got a couple of contingencies if they start out fast, and we've got to catch up.
Is one of the keys to your success so far been everyone's got some glamour players? Is it been you got more depth through your squad, do you believe, or is your depth as good as any other team at least?
Oh, yeah, I think we're really versatile in what we've got. We can play Chelsea Randall on the ball forward or back. Sarah Perkins can go through the ruck. Ebony Marinoff can go forward and kick goals. Erin Phillips can play on the ball and kick goals. We can swing players back. Courtney Cramey can play in the midfield if we wanted to. But we think we're pretty set where we've got everyone now, and we like that everybody's got that versatile mentality. You know, even Reece Metcalf loves to play actually centre half back. That's probably her preferred position rather than ruck. So, yeah, we've got a lot of versatility, depth, whatever you like to call it.
How are the girls, the NT girls, handling training and travelling, I guess, before the games?
Yeah, really well. Last week was a test, I think, for all of us. You know, we got in quite late to Melbourne. I don't think we arrived at the hotel until after 1 a.m. and dinner was ready. It was a bit weird having dinner at 1 a.m. and then preparing for a game the next day. And then we had another test. We thought it would be about 20 minutes on the bus ride to the ground, and it turned out it was an hour and a half. And the girls have been hydrating all day, so our bladders were at capacity. But I think those little tests make you stronger as a team, and we all had a bit of a laugh about it on the bus and flew into the change rooms just to queue up for the ladies.
What crowd are you expecting Sunday morning? With Adelaide Church crowd get there afterwards and for another show?
Yeah, you know me, Theo. I'll be a bit late too because of that. We hope a great crowd. Hopefully it's great weather, a bit cooler. Sunday footy, there's nothing better really. And we're winning. We're playing a good brand of footy at the moment. We want Adelaide people to get behind us, and they have so far. It's been great.
You've been great. A coach is never happy, I guess. What can you do slightly better? We'd
like to cut down the uncontested possession that other teams seem to be having at will against us at the moment. And while some of them aren't scoring, they're probably getting 3/4 of the way down the ground, and we're just putting that pressure on at the end to stop the goal and causing the point rather than inaccurate kicking. So we'd probably like to break the chain a bit higher up the ground, and it's certainly been a discussion point for us this week.
So more pressure all over the field.
Yeah.